Good afternoon, podcast listeners. Thank you for joining us on the Travel Insider. I'm your host, Kat Johnson from Expedia Cruises OVC, and I'm so excited today to be joined by Chris Cardena from Norwegian Cruise Line. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
It's been a little while since we've talked, but everything is going well with Norwegian and in the cruise industry, and I'm super excited to talk to you about one of the more unique places that Norwegian gets to go to. And would you like to tell everybody why Hawaii is such a unique destination for Norwegian Cruise Line?
It is, and thank you so much, Kat. Yes, I mean, Hawaii is just a spectacular destination for so many reasons. And oftentimes when we think of going on a cruise, it's not always top of mind because it seems like a destination that's, out of reach just because of the distance, coming from the mainland US or the cost. But, no one does a cruise experience like Norwegian Cruise Line. And I'll get into that, as we move forward with our discussion. But some fun facts: Norwegian Cruise Line, we're the only cruise line company that has a US flagged vessel, right? So what that allows us to do is actually operate a ship in Hawaii, sailing round trip from Honolulu, and we're there year round. So there's no time that you're sailing across the Pacific, spending days at sea. You're going to take this cruise and you're going to be in port each and every day. So it's a wonderful experience and a great way to see what all that Hawaii has to offer.
And that's a really great point, because Norwegian has the unique ability, because you're an American flagship, to sail out of Honolulu. So when you're going to Hawaii, you're in Hawaii. You don't have to go off to some foreign port. You don't have to leave from the US or Canada to get there. You get to spend all of your time in those Hawaiian Islands and really experiencing all that Hawaii has to offer. And there's a lot that Hawaii has to offer.
It's got the best of everything. It's got climate, it's got beaches, it has nature, waterfalls, volcanoes, culture, history. It's a great destination for honeymoons and weddings and golfing, diving. I mean, you name it. I don't think I've ever spoken or met anybody that didn't want to go to Hawaii. And those that have been to Hawaii go back, repeat.
Absolutely.
And so it's a one of a kind destination.
And the Pride of America, which is the Norwegian ship that is in Hawaii, it's a great size. I mean, it's just over 2,000 guests, just under 1,000 crew. It's not too big, not too little, but you still have a little bit of everything.
100%. So the Pride of America is going to offer the onboard experience that our guests have come to love and enjoy on Norwegian Cruise Line. Everything from our wide range of accommodations to our dining choices, entertainment. Actually, and throughout the cruise, we actually have people that board the ship and do lectures on Polynesian and Hawaiian culture. So like local tour guides, which is really cool. And so think of the ship as almost like your floating resort. If you were to do this vacation on land, just think about the number of times that you would have to pack, unpack, get on a small plane and island hop. Meals, hotels. When you do a Hawaii cruise with Norwegian Cruise Line, you're going to just unpack once. We're going to take you to 4 of the major islands, which include 2 overnight stops, one in Maui, the other in Kauai. We spend 2 days on the Big Island, so you get a full day in Hilo as well as a full day in Kona. So you're spending over 100 hours in port, and you don't have to worry about island hopping, packing, unpacking, your meals. It's just a great value to tie in this cruise experience with also this majestic land destination.
Well, and I come from a big family, and trying to get everybody all together to get on an airplane to go somewhere, and especially in Hawaii, where you want to experience each island because each island is a little bit different. The ability to have a beautiful stateroom with extra space, you can spread out, you could bring extra family members with you. Your accommodations on the Pride of America, you've got your suites, balconies, ocean view, all the way down to studio. So if you are a solo traveler and you're interested in just seeing the islands, there's the solo cabins as well, which is so great.
Absolutely. You hit it on the head, Kat. On the Norwegian ships, we have a wide range of accommodations to fit everybody's budget or configuration. So whether you are a large family or a large group, or you're a couple, you're a solo traveler, there's something for everybody, for everybody's budget.
And the homeport in Honolulu is so special because that actually allows you guys to do some cruise tours in Hawaii, which I didn't even know you guys did that. How amazing.
No, I'm glad you mentioned that. Yeah. So the Pride of America, so we sail year round and it's a Saturday departure, right? So you would fly from wherever you are in the world to Hawaii. You arrive in Honolulu and the ship leaves on Saturday, approximately 7 p.m. local time. But we offer a pre-cruise land tour, which we call our Oahu cruise tour, which technically starts on a Wednesday. So you would fly in midweek on a Wednesday, and you have a 3-night hotel stay, which is included in the package. And then we have a wide range of land tours during the day, each day. So whether it's going to see Pearl Harbor, the USS Missouri, partaking in a luau, we have a great opportunity for you to spend even more time in Honolulu and take in the wonderful destination that it is before taking the cruise. So the cruise is 7 days, again, Saturday to Saturday, but you can add that pre-cruise component with our Oahu cruise tour and maximize even more time in Honolulu.
And I love that you mentioned earlier these overnight stays, because I know that when I spent time in Hawaii, one of my favorite times in Hawaii was at night because the air is so warm. It's so fresh smelling because you're right near the ocean. You could go have dinner. You don't have to worry about the time. You could go out to a lounge or a bar in the evening, or even just walk around or enjoy the sunset on the beach. And you're not like rushing to get back to the ship.
100%. And, even some guests will rent a car and they'll go off on their own,
Oh.
right? Because, it seems like such an exotic destination, but remember, we're still in the United States. You don't need a passport to go to Hawaii. So all you need is a driver's license to take the cruise. And, so as exotic and far away as it seems, it's still, on US land, which is really cool. So, I think that's a really good comfort level for guests to kind of go off and explore on their own. We've got a great variety of different shore excursions. But many times people will make their own plans too. If you're big into golf or other types of activities, there's a lot that you can plan ahead of time as well.
And I think people forget that there is a really rich cultural history in Hawaii, that there are monuments and museums and different native exhibits that you can go and see and really get a feel for the culture. I mean, I think Hawaii, I also think of the beach and snorkeling and diving and doing all those amazing beach activities, but there's really something for everybody when they're in Hawaii.
100%. So whether it's, hiking up a waterfall or taking a helicopter ride over a volcano on the Big Island, or, when you're in Maui, going on the road to Hana, the famous highway. I mean, there's so much to do and so much to see. There's actually, I think it was in Kauai, there's the famous crater, which is like the size of Manhattan. And so it's like a super spectacular place to do snorkeling, also big on whale watching. There's just so much.
And then if somebody was interested in going to Hawaii, but also doing some of the other surrounding islands, I know that you do a Hawaii and French Polynesia excursion that would allow you to really get immersed in the Pacific. But what is the best time of year to be traveling to Hawaii?
It's a great question. I mean, the nice thing is that Hawaii's climate is pretty temperate, year round. So I'd say anytime, I'd say high season would probably be January through September, and then lower season would be, October, November, December. And pricing seems to reflect that. So pricing is a little softer towards the end of the year versus, the first, half or first 2/3 of the year. But there's never a bad time to go. The temperatures are pretty moderate, about 80 degrees, give or take. Certain times of the year might have a little more precipitation than others, but there's really no bad time to go.
And is there like a secret packing list or something that our listeners should know about Hawaii if that's on their list of places?
Don't bring back any rocks. I know I say that jokingly, but I've heard that before.
I actually have heard that as well, that you keep the rocks where they are and you just enjoy and you look at them. Yes, absolutely. Well, I know when I have had the privilege of being in Hawaii, my favorite part was the weather. It is very temperate. It's not oppressive. You get the beautiful sun, the beautiful wind, you get beautiful rainbows, but also being able to enjoy the aquatic life. And I know being on a ship and traveling around, you have so much more opportunity to be in the ocean and to experience all the different ocean life and marine life that is around you.
Absolutely. And like we said, most of the sailing time of the cruise is in the night hours, right? So like we're in port all day. Those 2 overnight stops, of course, the ship is just docked. So when we are moving from island to island, it's the sailing time is mostly in the evening. It's at night. So, no cruise line does it like us. If you compare an itinerary from another brand, it might be an 11, 12, or even a 15-day sailing from the West Coast of the United States, spending a lot of days at sea on the way to Hawaii. Also, one of the competitive advantages of having a US flag ship is that we don't have to visit a foreign port, unlike some of our competitors, because all cruise ships, apart from the Pride of America, are all flagged outside of the United States. So by maritime law, they actually have to touch a foreign port before returning back to the United States. So that cuts out a lot of time because they're having to, sail to a remote port as a technical stop. But with Norwegian, again, we're sailing 7 days, Saturday to Saturday. We're in port every day, 2 overnight stops. I mentioned it's Maui, Kauai, 2 full days on the Big Island, Hilo and Kona, and then you're back to Honolulu that following Saturday.
And it's really nice that no matter when you're going to take vacation, there's going to be a 7-night Hawaii sailing that can accommodate you and your family or your friends. And then nobody does it like Norwegian. Just the casual yet sophisticated atmosphere on board Norwegian, the service, the food. It really is a great experience and a great way to pair Hawaii with. What I like about the Pride of America is you've given this little American tinge to everything. There's
100%, yeah.
the fun bars and the fun restaurants and everything's very American. So it feels like home.
It certainly does. I would be remiss if I didn't mention that, the Pride of America, when you book a Hawaii cruise, we also offer the free at sea perks like the unlimited open bar drink package, the specialty dining, the Wi-Fi, the shore excursion credits. And being that Hawaii is, for us here in the mainland US, I mean, it's if you're on the East Coast, that's a long flight. And a lot of times the airfare can be a little bit of an obstacle. But with Norwegian, we do offer that buy one, get one, second guest free for airfare, which I think is a tremendous value, especially for a destination like this.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for taking some time today and letting all of our listeners know about what a great vacation option Hawaii is and why really the only way to do the Hawaiian Islands is with Norwegian Cruise Lines. So thanks for being with us today, Chris. I look forward to talking to you again soon.
Thank you so much, Kat.